Let's get to look at some of the business headline now. The Central Bank of Nigeria is about to introduce a new cashless payment system in Nigeria known as contactless payment system. The CBN will issue the guidelines for the operation of the cashless innovation in a few months' time. Deputy Director of Payment System Management Department of the CBN, Adeyemi Adefiye, made this known in Calabar. The introduction of contactless payment is another tool the Apex Bank will introduce before December 31 to mitigate any inconvenience that may arise when the old notes make way for the new ones. Adefiye described the contactless payment system as a technology that enables an alternative payment method whereby payment instruments are used without physical contact with devices. And away from there now, there were signs of recovery in the Nigerian private sector in April as the cash crisis eased, according to a report by Stanbic IBTC Bank of Nigeria. The report on its Purchasing Managers Index titled Nigerian Private Sector Returns to Growth in April showed key findings that the easing of cash crisis supported renewed rise in new orders, output and purchasing also increased, but employment fell and there was selling price inflation at 3-year low. Firms reported renewed expansions in new business and output amid improved access to funds. According to the report, companies remain cautious with regards to hiring. However, unemployment fell slightly. It stated that there were mixed trends in terms of prices at the start of the second quarter as PMI readings above 50 signal an improvement in business conditions on the previous month, while readings below 50 showed deterioration. And now the Senate yesterday approved the request of President Muhammadu Buhari to restructure the 22.7 trillion naira Ways and Means loan advanced to the federal government by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Ways and Means provision allowed the federal government to borrow short-term or seek emergency finance from the CBN to fund delayed government's expected cash receipts or fiscal deficit. The funds advanced to the federal government under the Ways and Means provision stood at 22.7 trillion as of December last year. Buhari had last year requested the Senate to approve his proposal to securitize the loan, but the Red Chamber rejected the request, citing lack of details. And finally, the President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday in Abuja launched the Nigeria Agenda 2050, declaring that its implementation will ensure that Nigeria attains a per capita GDP of $33,320 per annum to place her among the top middle-income economies globally by 2050. Buhari said the plan will also increase real GDP growth by 7%, create 165 million new jobs, and reduce the number of Nigerians living in poverty to 2.1 million in 2050 from 83 million estimated in 2020. At the launch, Buhari said this is a vision of a dynamic, industrialized and knowledge-based economy that generates inclusive and sustainable development for the country. The broad target is to ensure that Nigeria attains a per capita GDP of $33,328 per annum that will place her among the top middle-income economies in the world by 2050. Well, those are some of the top business headlines today. We'll take a break now. When we return, of course, we'll have our guests join us to make sense of these stories. Please stay with us.